they're in big trouble because not of what I saw on the football field, and they got major, major problems in between the white lines on just executing, communicating, being out there and looking prepared. But to me, the biggest issue that LSU has is if you saw the sideline, if you saw the body language, if you saw the level of engagement from the coaches and from the players on Saturday, I would say that the alarms have to be sounding on people that are looking at that and say, where's the passion? Where's the will? Where is the desire to even be there? I mean, there were shots late in that game where LSU's bench, you've got guys laughing. You've got guys sitting on the bench for the entire second half. Some of them sprawled out.
Yeah, I've heard about this. So, but I missed this doing the Fan Cave live, and in my rewatches, I skipped like a lot of the in between the play stuff. So when did they show this? Do you remember?
It was the second half. It was late in the game. I mean, the game was over. And you know, if you watch the television copy and have it DVR'd, you can see who it was. But I mean, there's a collective amount of people that are sitting on the sidelines where you really have to wonder. What's the level of engagement? What's the level of investment from the players when you see the reaction and you look up at the scoreboard and you're getting run out? You're getting embarrassed by an SEC Western rival, and you go to the sidelines and you got coaches with their headsets around their necks. You got players sitting on the bench. You got a couple of players who are laughing, looking like they're ready to get back to Baton Rouge and talk about what the Halloween plans are going to be back for Saturday night. I mean, the problems plaguing LSU football right now don't start on the field, and they got major, major issues between the white lines.
Yeah.
To me, it starts in the locker room. It starts with the culture. It starts with the mentality. It starts with the level of engagement of what do you want to be? What do you want to accomplish? I mean, at some point, that there has to be some sense of pride and desire that has to kick in, that has to say, hey, man, look, if we don't take this thing serious, if nobody buys in, you could get blown out. And you go there on Saturday and get blown out by Auburn, and you got guys laughing and look like they don't care on the sidelines. I'm telling you. I'm telling you, it's going to get worse before it gets better. Anybody who believes that Saturday was the low point, you're out of your mind.
Did you see what Alabama did to Mississippi State?
And it's not what they're going to do to LSU. Alabama has been dominant for the first 6 weeks of the season, and they haven't played their best game because they've been saving their best game to when they arrive in Baton Rouge on November 14th. And because of what happened last year in Tuscaloosa, because of people like me who have been yapping out in the public about the LSU program. It's about seeing the head coach on 60 Minutes, about seeing the head coach publish books in the offseason about championship runs, and then showing up and being unengaged, your team disconnected. Nobody looks like they have any concern or passion about what's going on out there. That's why, they do have talent. They got guys. They got dudes. But nobody looks like they give a damn.
Well, look at how fast they cratered on Saturday, right? I mean, because it was actually a pretty spirited beginning. Maybe the most shocking part about this game on the field, Jordy, is how big the final score disparity was, right? Like, it ended up being a complete blow-up, but, I mean, late in that second quarter, that's still a close game. It's a game that LSU, like, defensively, you'd actually gotten a couple stops. Offensively, you were shooting yourself in the foot, but you were moving the ball all right for a time. And then a couple of big plays later, and you could see the team and all of its resistance just completely crumble. And then that was that. Like you said, there was just nobody. And look, judging things like locker room unity and whether or not the coaches are connecting with the players, I'm always hesitant to do so outside looking in because I'm not in those locker rooms, right? And so I generally like to keep things to just what I'm viewing on the film, and we'll get to that because I have 7 pages of notes about what went so terribly wrong on Saturday. But this is the biggest example that I can remember seeing outside looking in of a team that just does not look like they care about what the coaching staff is telling them at all. It just looks like there is a complete disconnect right now between the players and the staff, and that is supremely disappointing, especially given that what this entire team is kind of built on is these ideas of like family and one team, one heartbeat, and none of that appears to be the case right now.
Verge Alsbury, Executive Deputy Director of Athletics at LSU, next year on Off the Bench, presented every week by our friends over at Capital Partners. He'll be by OTB next here on ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.